Hello, hello. Okay, guys, so I'm going to be on here just really quick. I always say quick. I'm never quick, but I am going to be quick because I have an appointment. I'm on here because I learned so much today. Okay, I have some notes right here. Um, I'll let people hop on, but most of you guys are going to probably be watching the replay. Totally fine. Okay. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Raven Woods. I'm the CEO and founder of Autism Mama Rocks IEP, and I help parents gain the knowledge and the confidence to become the CEO of their IEP meeting. So with that said, if you're new or you're catching the replay, post a 1 below. If it's your first through third time catching me live, post your name. Well, your name's already there, but post where you're from. Tell us all of that fun stuff. If you want to tell us a little bit about your child, we'd love to know more. I love learning about kiddos all the time. And if you're an oldie but goodie, you guys know what to do. Post a 2 below. But you newbies, definitely tell us where you're from. Everybody, tell us where you're from. We want to know where you're from. And then I'll give you the 411 of your state. um, you know, Real quick before I get started, I'm just going to give you a process. All right. This process can change per case, as you know, but I want you to understand the process that I do that is completely different than any other advocate, so to speak, or how I've at least seen how they run things. And I'm saying this for the simple fact of I like doing things different. I find that in doing things a bit different and not status quo, if you will, that things can actually turn out for the better. Not always, in any situation in life, not always. There's no always or there's no never, right? But in general, when you tweak it, when you do something different, it helps and ensures that situation. I made a statement the last time we spoke, and, just yesterday, I actually had to tell a parent, which made me feel so awful. But I have to get real with you guys sometimes. I have to have a come to Jesus moment with parents sometimes. I have to be transparent with you sometimes, where it may not be, hey, Bill, hey, Nan, how are you guys? To where you have to have that moment of aha, or oh, okay, I need to look at this differently. Because as parents, even myself, when I was going through the hell and the turmoil and the heartache and the stress and the anxiety and everything that comes with IEPs, I never had someone to do that for me. I just went through the hell and stayed in hell, not understanding that there was a process, or that there was something I should have been doing differently, or that there was a way in which to argue, so to speak, your point of view, your thought process, your way in which you need to deliver the information. I call it in my PPPN system, the plan, prepare, present, persuade, and negotiate. You have to be able to plan and prepare properly to be able to persuade and negotiate. And I only say negotiate if you have to, because really it's presenting the right way in order to really present it in a accurate way. So, I was on a call today with a parent, and, let me go back a little bit. This come to Jesus moment. All right. I had to tell the parent, literally, get over it. Get over it. My exact words. The reason I said that to them is because they're frustrated. They're going through a hard time. It's stressful. It's like I was a single parent at the time, but, as a couple, you're arguing about, okay, what's best? What do we do? How does this happen? You're going back and forth, the whole stress ball of IEP. And, I'm hearing that from them, and my heart goes out to them. They know I understand, they know that I'm there with them. They know that I'm there no matter what, but there's no rushing the process. So, and this moves me to where I'm going now, which is the process. Okay. So in the process, okay, and stay tuned, watch your emails. If you're on my email list, you're gonna get a detailed email in this, because I want you to understand. Okay. So in the process, first things first, I don't like cleaning up people's messes. I don't think you do either. All right. When we get frustrated and we have to clean up somebody else's mess. All right. So stop cleaning up somebody else's mess. All right. So first things first, FERPA request and the request for formal evaluations. Okay. In doing that, you will have an IEP meeting to be able to discuss those and make sure you know what those evaluations and formal evaluations that you are wanting to ask for, their names, what they are, what they do, and be able to present and persuade in the right way the appropriate formal evaluations that you need to be suggesting for your child. All right. In some cases, you want to, at that time, amend the IEP in order to see if certain things that haven't been tried could work, okay, until you meet again, which is, all right, the second meeting. All right. But you got to understand, you got about maybe 30 days, within 2 weeks to 30 days for that first IEP meeting, right? And you've asked for a FERPA request, which they can take up to 45 days, but typically they have to have it for you, especially if you're asking for an evaluation, no later. They have to have it to you by that evaluation date, okay, when you're going to review everything. So you're having this meeting, to go over evaluations and formal evaluations, and you're going over, any issues, concerns, and you've asked for that FERPA request already, right? So you're going over all these things, all right? And at that time, then you may want to put an amendment in place, for example, if you're asking for more speech or one-on-one or whatever, because that 60-day, 65-day time frame that they have in which to do the formal evaluations can be a good time to get data on things that may or may not need to be added or amended in the IEP, all right? So that's a good thing to present. Number two, now you're looking at about 20, 30 days for your first IEP meeting to talk about those formal evaluations, issues, concerns, amendments, etc. Then they have 60 to 65 days to do those evaluations, because no matter what, you need that baseline. Again, I don't like cleaning up messes. I want to know that baseline. I want to know that data. So unless that child had an evaluation very, very soon, previous to when I would get involved, then I want evaluations. I need to know that baseline. I need to know that data. I need to know where they are, etc. All right. Again, I don't like cleaning up messes. Then when you're reviewing that data, all right, which again, you got 60 days now, you got about 30, right? You're at 90 days now, 90 days. All right. So you're reviewing the data, you're going over things in your head, you're thinking, having gone over all of that data, you're thinking, oh, okay, these are the things that are needed. These are the things that I want for my child. These are the things that the data is showing. These are the things that, I didn't really think about, that I didn't know. You need to know how to read those evaluations. You need to know that percentiles don't really mean shit. You need to understand that they want to just show you percentiles and standard scores and not show you anything else, like a raw score, or really where your child is, only where your child is in comparison to everybody else in the United States that's 8 years old. You want to make sure you understand that in detail, okay, so that you can then argue. I say argue. I'm not in the, we want to collaborate, but very seldomly does that happen. It would be nice. I want that. Please encourage it, but it happens very seldomly. So that's all the things that have to go on in your head. Questions of what does my child need? What is the data showing? What is the formal evaluation even done with fidelity? If you call bullshit, go with it. It means it's bullshit. Okay? So if an evaluation is done by your school district and your gut says bullshit, you claim bullshit. Okay? I want an IEE immediately, without delay. They have to get back to you within 10 days with a PWN. All right? So they either accept your request for IEE or they take you to due process, and very seldomly do they take you to due process. Can they? Sure. Does it happen? Sure. Does it happen often? Maybe 2%. All right? So get that IEE if you call bullshit. All right? And plus it also, gives you that ability to get that second opinion, which is always good. All right? So next steps, and you have another IEP meeting typically set up. All right, so we're already at about 90-ish days, right? So then you have another IEP set up to get that IEP put in place. What do I call it? On point. All right, with baseline, proper PLAF. You got to have a proper PLAF, right? Where that child is. All right. And you have to make sure that it is detailed and written right. All right. I don't want to hear, you guys hear me say this all the time. I don't want to hear that your child likes to swing and that they come to school every day and they look nice and, that they're happy and go lucky and, they're just a joy to have in class. Save it. All right. And if you think about it, everything that I just said, that's not even a strength. How your child jesses, how your child is as a joy to have in class, that's not a strength. A strength is your child is a very determined child who really loves to learn. That's a strength. But to have it be a joy in class is not a strength. That's an opinion of somebody else about your child. Okay? These are things that are not important in regards to an IEP. Are they nice to hear? Yes. Do you know it already? Yes. But is that something that should go into a present, PLAF? No. Present level of academic achievement and functional performance? No. Okay? So those are things that are important to keep in mind. And so then you're able to create your goals from the PLAF. All right? We don't pull goals out of our butts. We don't pull them out of the air. All right? Now, one thing that I do is there's certain goals, I call them daily living, all right, that you want for your child, that at the end of the day, you want them to know that, all right, that it's something that's important to you. Now, those can be goals that can go into play that may not be in the present levels. Hi, Karina, how are you? Louisiana, hey, everyone. Tell me your name again, because it says love conquers all, which is so true, but, I need to know your name. I want to know your name. Hey, Tony, how are you? Hey, Nan. Oh, God, Nan, I got to tell you about, I'm having a time with Texas right now. 4 cases there. All right, so moving on. So you're creating this IEP, you're able to create the present, once you have the baseline, then you can create the present levels. Then from the present levels, then all your evaluations are intermixed into there, and that's how you create your goals. And then that's where you're able to see what services and supports and so forth that your child needs to get. And I'm creating a live that from a Linda Mood Bell, all my clients, I send them to Linda Mood Bell to have an evaluation, and I get I think I told you guys a discount, for them to go there. And, this was a Tennessee, or maybe it was the North Carolina branch. But oh my God, the director there, freaking amazing. And how she described things was, I said to her, I said, oh my God, I say that all the time live. And I even said, why is it that I feel like it's this rotating door with school systems of having to, let them know, hey, hello, hey, how are you? Hi, I'm here. You can't teach my child who's in 8th grade on an 8th grade level because my child who's in 8th grade is only at a 5th grade level. How do you logically do that? Stop telling me that you have to introduce them to age-appropriate material. If they are on material that's 3 years early, then it doesn't make any sense. So she's like, I know, we hear it all the time. It's crazy. It goes completely against science and research. And, I'm creating a live on this, I promise. You guys are going to hear it. All right. So then summing it up, you're creating this IEP. Sometimes, very rarely, does it get done in one time, okay? Because, with this parent, we've been stuck on page 2. Because I will fight to the death for certain things. And that IEP has to be every T crossed, every I dotted, you name it. It's a legal document. It needs to be right. All right. So if I have to argue about page 2 for 2 IEPs, then so be it. All right. Then you'll probably have another meeting, all right, to clean it up. And then if you have a BIP, then you'll have another meeting just for that, all right? And that's if things go beautifully.
Motion detected.
Okay? Beautifully. So understanding in the beginning and understanding the process is so important. Sorry, the wind is going, so my ring went off and made a comment through my Alexa, and there goes the dog. All right, so I want you to understand that. All right, so if you are Rocco, no. So if you guys are going to an IEP meeting because they're calling you to an IEP meeting, and somehow, some way you're putting this IEP together, just know it's probably shit. All right, because it just does not work that way. All right, this is a process. This takes time. This is your child's education. This is what is the most important thing that is going to take them to the next level at the end of the day and when they leave school, and what it is that they're going to know so that they can be productive adults. Whether that be go to college, whether that may get a job, whatever it is, I don't care. Even if it's the most simplest thing, because the disability is that significant, I want them to be able to do certain things. And having an on-point IEP is the most important. And when you take this time to get your IEP on point, you don't do this again. Because the next IEP, you're going over data, you're getting things together, you're making some amendments to the IEP, changing up some goals if necessary, and then you move forward. So it's this one time of getting it together to get it on point so that it stays on point. Okay? That's it for today. All right? The one thing I wanted to tell you that's coming, and what I was just telling you about, that I'm creating another live of genius information, okay, that I took in today, and I was like, oh, this is good. This is good. I got to share this. All right. But here, this was so key to me. All right. And I know you guys can relate. Make sure you share this. Okay. And if you're just joining, post a 1 below if it's your first through third time catching me live. Tell me where you're from. Post a 2 below if you're an oldie but goodie. Okay. So have you ever sat and watched a TV show? All right. So at a friend's house or whatever, shoot, for some women, sitting with your husbands, boyfriends, whatever, and they're watching football and you don't understand football to save your life. Or you're watching a show and you're just like way lost, have no clue what's going on, right? How long can you kind of sit doing that? You're lost, have no idea what's going on. Watching this show, you're probably what? Looking around, chit-chatting, maybe getting up for some food, whatever, right? Figuring out, okay, maybe I'll clean the house, right? So picture your child. They don't know how to read. They don't know how to do certain areas of math. All that's being taught to them right there in the classroom, not at their level. They're completely lost. What's happening? So when we look at it in a different light, it clicks. It clicked for me today, even though I say this all the time, even though I know it, even though I tell it to you. Sometimes even you, right? Hearing it from someone else saying it in just a little bit of a different way, it clicks. And I was like, that is such a great way to say it. Picture yourself in a situation, not just watching TV, in a situation where you're just like, okay, what's going on here? What's happening? You're like asking, like, what are they talking about? You're lost. Now picture your child in a classroom with a teacher teaching a subject that your child is completely lost in. No learning happening there. Nothing. You start doing other things, fiddling, behaviors, all types of things, getting up, walking around the classroom, whatever that child's going to do. But when you're lost, you're definitely not learning, and other things are going to happen to take its place. Think about that one. It's a good one. I like it. All right, guys, I will talk to you soon. Post your questions below. I have an appointment, so I have to go, but I just wanted to leave you with that because I just thought, wow, that was good. That was good for me to hear today. And it was good for me to be able to digest it that way in order to be able to create a live that I'm going to create for you guys and teach it in a way that was said to me today, even though I teach it, it was said to me today in a way that was such a better way in which to express it and teach it. And I just thought that was wonderful. So I will talk to you guys soon. Have a wonderful afternoon. Make sure to share this. Post your questions below. Post a 1 below if you are new and where you're from, and post a 2 below if you're an oldie but goodie. I'll talk to you guys soon.